Welcome to the tutorial on HTML web storage. In this tutorial, you will learn about web storage, a powerful feature that allows you to store data locally within a user's browser. Web storage enables you to save information directly on the user's machine, enhancing the performance and user experience of your web applications. We will explore how to use this effectively. There are two types of web storage: local storage and session storage. Web storage is a client-side storage mechanism that allows websites to store key-value pairs in a web browser. It provides a way to store data locally without affecting website performance. The data stored using web storage is never transferred to the server unless explicitly sent. Web storage has several advantages over traditional cookies. Web storage provides more storage capacity, offering at least 5 megabytes of space compared to the limited size of cookies. Web storage ensures that data is never automatically sent to the server, enhancing security and reducing unnecessary network traffic. Web storage offers better performance and faster loading times, as data is stored and retrieved locally. Web storage provides a simpler application programming interface, or API, for storing and retrieving data compared to the complexities of working with cookies. Let's compare local storage and session storage. Local storage is designed for persistent data storage across browser sessions. This means that data remains available even after the browser is closed and reopened. Local storage data has no expiration time and stays until it is manually cleared by the user or through script. Local storage is domain-specific, adhering to the same origin policy, which means that data stored by one website cannot be accessed by another website. Local storage typically allows at least 5 megabytes of data storage. Session storage is designed for temporary data storage for a single session. The data is cleared when the browser tab or window is closed. Session storage provides separate storage for each browser tab or window, ensuring that data in one tab does not interfere with data in another. Session storage is also domain-specific, following the same origin policy. Session storage also typically allows at least 5 megabytes of data storage. Let us see the core methods available in local storage. SetItem key value stores a key value pair in local storage. GetItem key retrieves the value for a given key. RemoveItem key removes a key value pair from storage. Clear removes all key value pairs from storage. Key index returns the name of the key at the specified position. Length returns the number of key value pairs. Here is a basic usage example. To store data, declare a variable such as username assigned to John Doe. Then use localStorage.setItem, username. To retrieve data, declare a variable such as stored name assigned to localStorage.getItem, username. Then check if stored name exists, and if so, display a greeting in the console using console.log, hello, plus stored name. To remove data, use localStorage.removeItem, username. To clear all data, use localStorage.clear. The session storage has core methods similar to local storage. SetItem key value stores a key value pair in session storage. GetItem key retrieves the value for a given key. RemoveItem key removes a key value pair from storage. Clear removes all key value pairs from storage. Key index returns the name of the key at the specified position. Length returns the number of key value pairs. Note that the application programming interface, or API, is identical to local storage, but data is cleared when the session ends. For example, to store form data during a session, you can use a function called saveFormData. This function retrieves the value from an email input field using document.getElementById, email.value, and stores it in session storage with the key user email. To retrieve form data, you can use a function called loadFormData. This function retrieves the email value from session storage using sessionStorage.getItem, user email, and populates the email input field with the retrieved value. Web storage can only store strings as values. To store complex data types like objects or arrays, we need to convert them into strings before storing and parse them back into their original format when retrieving. This can be achieved using JSON.stringify and JSON.parse. JSON.stringify converts a JavaScript object or array to a JSON string. JSON.parse converts a JSON string back to a JavaScript object or array. Note that functions, undefined values, and circular references cannot be stored with JSON. For example, here is an object called user profile to store user information such as name, age, and preferences. To store the object, you can use localStorage.setItem, user profile, JSON.stringify user profile. This converts the user profile object to a JSON string before storing it in local storage. To retrieve the object, you can use const stored profile equals JSON.parse, localStorage.getItem, user profile. This retrieves the JSON string from local storage and parses it back into a JavaScript object. The storage event fires when storage changes. It triggers in all other tabs or windows from the same origin, but not in the tab that made the change. The storage event is useful for synchronizing data across multiple open tabs. The event properties include key, which indicates the key that was changed; old value, which represents the previous value or null if the key was newly created; new value, which represents the new value or null if the key was removed; URL, which indicates the URL of the document where the change occurred; storage area, which indicates whether the change occurred in local storage or session storage. Here is an example of listening for storage changes. Use window.addEventListener, storage, event, equals. Inside the event listener, check which key changed using if event.key equals user theme. Apply the new theme using const new theme equals event.newValue and apply theme, new theme. The storage event will fire in other tabs when localStorage.setItem, user theme, dark, is run in one tab. Let's explore practical use cases for web storage. User preferences such as storing user interface preferences like dark or light mode, language settings, font size, or layout options can persist across visits using local storage. Form data backup involves saving form data, as users type to prevent data loss if the browser crashes or the user accidentally navigates away before submitting. This can be achieved using sessionStorage. Shopping cart items can be stored locally, so they persist even if the user closes the browser and returns later, improving the shopping experience. This is done using local storage. Multi-step forms involve saving progress through multi-step forms or wizards, allowing users to navigate between steps without losing data during the current session. This is done using sessionStorage. API responses or application data can be cached locally to improve performance and enable basic offline functionality when network connectivity is limited, using local storage. Authentication tokens or session information can be stored to maintain user login state across page refreshes or browser tabs, with proper security considerations. Both local storage and session storage can be used for this purpose. Let's explore the limitations and best practices for web storage. The storage capacity is limited, typically 5 to 10 megabytes per domain. Storage is synchronous and can block the main thread, potentially affecting performance. There is no encryption by default, so avoid storing sensitive data. Web storage is string-only, requiring JSON conversion for objects. Users can clear storage at any time, so don't rely on it for critical data. Private browsing modes may have different behavior, affecting data persistence. Now let's look at the best practices. Check for support before using web storage application programming interfaces, or APIs, to ensure compatibility. Handle errors when storage limits are reached to prevent unexpected behavior. Use try-catch blocks when working with JSON parsing to gracefully handle invalid data. Namespace keys to avoid conflicts with other scripts. Provide fallbacks when storage is unavailable to maintain functionality. Clean up old or unused data to manage storage limits effectively. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.